Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for watching our First Alert live stream, talking about the weather today and beyond. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon, live in the First Alert Weather Center. Hope your Wednesday's off to a good start. I'm willing to bet that your early Wednesday morning, if you've been sky gazing, has been a little bit on the hazy side. We've got some wildfire smoke that's been floating overhead, and it gave us kind of an interesting tint to the sun as it came up this morning. It definitely looked a little bit on the red side, or the sky looks a little bit milky. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's a live view in Manitowoc, and we're looking out towards beautiful Lake Michigan, and you can see the sun squinting or glinting off the water there. But you can kind of see how, if you look off to the east, there's a kind of milky glow. What's happening is there's a layer of wildfire smoke, and that is helping to kind of blur that sun just a little bit. The smoke is pretty high up in the sky, so it's not really causing any issues with our air quality, so that's good. Temperature right now in Manitowoc is 61 degrees. The numbers you see here are part of the air quality index. When they're in the 20s and 30s like they are right now, this is good air. Get out, take some deep breaths, enjoy the nice weather. For folks who are way back to the northwest, across northern and central Minnesota, there'll be some smoke closer to the ground, and that's where the air quality is more moderate to unhealthy for some, but that really shouldn't be impacting us. That wildfire smoke is expected to thin out according to First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. As we get towards sunset later today, it may not be quite as hazy, but there probably will be still some thin plumes of smoke that come through tonight and into tomorrow. So the forecast for today, some hazy, smoky sunshine, warm but not that humid. Our high temperature should reach 79 degrees around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll give you some more detail on the forecast with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. Today's high temperatures, a few degrees above average. Average would be 76, and I think we'll see a high of 76 today in Anago, but otherwise a high of 81 in Wapaka, with 77 a popular number in Rhinelander, Marinette, Sturgeon Bay, and in Sheboygan. In the Fox Cities, high temperatures will be mostly in the upper 70s to about 80 degrees. Warm weather, thanks to our south to southwest wind, which around and after lunch could be gusting as high as 20 miles an hour, so a little bit breezy as people are heading to the farmers market on Broadway. And because our sunset is a little bit earlier now, sunset is exactly at 7:22, and they want to make sure that the vendors are able to wrap up their tents and everything before it's pitch black out there. They have condensed the hours of the farmers market. It now starts at 3 o'clock and ends at 7 p.m. sharp. But regardless, it looks like we're going to have waning sunshine, warm, not sticky, 79 degrees around 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock, it should be in the upper 70s. And then as the farmers market just wraps up, we'll see temperatures in the low 70s. So get out, enjoy, support your local producers. Now, dry weather today, but our next weather maker brings us showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, followed by some cooler weather late in the week. Now, we first alerted you yesterday about these showers and storms, and that they were probably going to arrive in Green Bay and the Fox Cities after 3 p.m. Well, the latest information here in the First Alert Weather Center is suggesting that those showers and storms might come in a few hours sooner. So we're tracking them. You can see the cold front that's back across central Canada, the northern plains, back into Montana. That's producing the clouds and the showers, and that front is still tracking in our direction. Now, ahead of the front, it's warm. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. But do you see the very different air mass that's behind that cool front? Back across western Canada, most of the temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. There's some spots in northern Alberta. I think that might be Edmonton up there. That's 37 degrees. I'm better with hockey teams as opposed to all the cities' locations up there in Alberta. So if I've got that wrong, I do apologize. So anyway, First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some sunshine, but then clouds will be increasing, and there's the rain, and it will be affecting the North Woods in the morning. And that rain, according to the latest information, gets into the Fox Cities and Green Bay around lunchtime tomorrow. So that's about 3 hours quicker than what we were previously anticipating. And we'll continue to update this forecast, but that's what it's looking like right now. Now, that first little band of wet weather moves on through, but then additional showers and thunderstorms will be developing, especially across east central Wisconsin. You can see that back to the northwest, skies clearing in the evening, and that clearing trend will work its way in for Thursday night. But as these storms come on through for Thursday afternoon, they might have some brief downpours and some lightning, but I think that's really going to be the extent of it. Our severe weather outlook is going to be in the low category. So here's your first alert Super 7-day forecast. Today, hazy, smoky sunshine, a high of 79 degrees, 77 tomorrow. That high temperature tomorrow is very dependent on how quickly we cloud over and how fast that rain arrives. I think if it came in later, we could get back up to near 80 degrees, but if the showers arrive fast enough, we may be lucky to get to the mid-70s and then call it quits right there. As far as how much rain we're going to get from that weather maker tomorrow, again, a brief downpour is possible, but it probably would be just that, brief. I think if you look at the rainfall through Thursday evening, most folks will see 1/4 of an inch or less. There may be some higher totals towards the upper Michigan border, and that rain probably more in the morning and the midday, especially up north. And then again, lighter totals farther south. Some spotty showers are possible on Friday as low pressure system swirls in the Great Lakes. It might be one of those days where you get some showers that kind of pop up, but thanks to some cold air aloft in the atmosphere, these showers could contain some little bits of hail or maybe some gusty winds. Not that I'm looking for any severe weather there on Friday, but don't be shocked if you get a shower and all of a sudden there's a couple little ice pellets that are falling on you. Otherwise, Friday, broken clouds and some limited sun, breezy, a high of 64 degrees. That's quite a drop from that 77 the prior day. And then for anybody who's heading down to Brazil for the Packers-Eagles game, we were actually watching the Packers and their plane take off from Austin Straubel Airport this morning. It was kind of cool to watch on our live stream, which started at 7:05. But at 7:15 Friday evening, it looks like temperatures in Sao Paulo will be down in the lower 60s. Probably dry. There may be some morning clouds and maybe a shower, but skies should be clearing out. And all in all, the weather down there is not drastically different than our weather. Just remember, as we're wrapping up summer here in Wisconsin, they down in Brazil are wrapping up winter. They're on the opposite side of the calendar. They're in the southern hemisphere. Then Saturday, another high of 64 with partly sunny skies, breezy north winds. The wind changes direction early next week, and the temperatures warm back up. 71 Sunday, 78 on Monday, 81 for a high temperature on Tuesday. And you know what? If you look at Tuesday and beyond, this is the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. You can see across the western Great Lakes the high probability of warmer than normal weather. So these different colors that you see here on the map, these are percentages of the chance that the temperatures will be above average. Now, an average high temperature today is 76 degrees, and when we get into next week, that average high is probably going to drop back into the lower half of the 70s. So when you start seeing the likelihood of warmer than normal weather, you're probably looking at, maybe some highs in the 70s, but I would expect some 80s to show up next week. And this is going to take you all the way through the middle of September. And what's happening is the jet stream is going north up into Canada. That's bottling up that autumnal air. And you'll get a taste of that fall-like air for Friday and Saturday. But after that, next week, it is stuck up into Canada, and it is not coming down towards the Great Lakes. And I know, technically speaking, we're still in summer. Fall doesn't officially arrive until the 22nd, so September 22nd. So yeah, it's still summer officially, and it doesn't seem like the old season wants to give way anytime soon. So there's a last look at your first alert Super 7-day forecast. Warm with some sunshine today, some storms tomorrow, a cool down with some wind on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll warm back up as we go into early next week with some more sunshine. And I do think that it is also possible that, especially in north central Wisconsin, Vilas County, Oneida County, so if you're going up towards Rhinelander and further north, you might have some frost at times this weekend. So I don't know if anybody out there is doing any camping or going to a cabin or a cottage up there, but don't be surprised if early Saturday morning and especially early Sunday morning, some folks, especially north of Merrill, I would say up towards Rhinelander, up towards Land O'Lakes in that area there, you might have a little bit of some frost developing on those mornings, but that's probably not going to affect the Fox Valley or a good chunk of northeast Wisconsin quite yet. All right. Well, I hope that gave you everything you needed to know with the weather for the next few days. And thank you for watching our live stream. There's lots of ways you can watch it. You can watch it on our apps. You can watch it on Roku. You can watch it on YouTube. Lots of places that you can get it. And we really appreciate you tuning in and supporting that. We've got more weather and news coming up on Action 2 News mid-morning. That starts in about 15 minutes. And meteorologist Keith Gibson will be walking in the door behind me here probably any minute now. And he'll be doing Action 2 News at noon and at 4, giving you the latest information that we've got here in the First Alert Weather Center. All right, thanks for watching our live stream. Have a wonderful Wednesday and take it easy out there. Bye.